Hello, Kilana. I hope I'm saying your name right. Okay. So, thank you so much for booking a reading with me. I am here to deliver your reading. Um, Make sure that you let me know that you received it after you've watched the video. And we're going to go ahead and get started. I apologize, there's no background tunes. Fortunately, my computer is dead, so I can't play any soothing music for you. But a lot of times that just means that silence is the best thing to do. Okay, so what we're going to do first is I'm going to use my Aboriginal rain stick. And I use this to change the frequency in you and also in me to cleanse the energy out. If there's anything going on around you, you can just use this as a peaceful way to cleanse your energy right now before we get into your energy and this reading. If you don't like a lot of loud noise, you can just fast forward this part, but I normally enjoy this. So here we go. Okay. We also do that to call on the ancestors. Okay, so let's get into your questions. So you're a Leo, he's an Aquarius, and he is your daughter's father. You want to know, will he come back or is it really over for good? You also want to know what is the likely outcome of the situation. So I guess that's kind of one and the same. You want to know, how do the ancestors feel about the situation? What would they like to see happen between you two? Also, will you get the job offer at Duke Hospital? Okay. So we'll go over the questions as we answer them. So what I'm gonna do, first channel your energy, and then from there we'll get into the cards. Because sometimes I can just channel some messages. So let's do that first. Okay. So there is a bit of distance between you two, which is, obvious because you told me that. But I get the feeling that you feel like you need him in your life. I feel like he's trying to find himself. But let me see. I feel like he wants to keep that door open. Yeah. Yeah, he wants to keep that door open to where if he wants to walk away from the situation, if it's too much for him, he wants to be able to I don't know what that noise is. Okay. I don't know what that noise was, but anyway, something outside. Yeah. It's like there's distance between you two, but I still see you being here in a place of needing him. And this is something that's really dear to your heart, and just with you wanting to keep the family together. I feel like he wants to kind of play by his own rules and his own book. And that's why he kind of just wants to, like, that door is open for you to come in and out. I just feel like that's the kind of energy that he wants to keep up. He doesn't want the door to officially be closed, but at the same time, it's not something that, he's openly just inviting you in. Like, I can't really explain it, but it's kind of like, I care, but at the same time, I still want to do what I want to do. And this is a powerful card right here. This situation is destined for a lot of change. This either represents, and I'm going to find out, it either represents something toxic, to where it's something that you keep coming back to that you may not necessarily need in your life, but it also could represent just a situation where someone is bitter and they don't really want to see you do good. So it could represent both things. Yeah, it represents a selfishness. Normally don't like to see this card here, so we'll find out what's that as well. But this is also a person that, you know, he may not be the best person, but he's also a person that is really, he's willing to sacrifice for the things that he truly cares about. Okay, it doesn't seem like he's going to come around when he should, but it seems like, you know, if anything were to happen, he'd be around. But this represents, you know, this is kind of sideways, but this is in his mind. You know, instead of working things out with you, building things up with you, and you know that's weird because you have the mother, the daughter, and the husband here, making plans together, planning a future together, but this is kind of sideways. So this represents this kind of being at the back of your mind. You know, you thought about it. It's not necessarily upright. It's not going forward, but it's kind of to the side, kind of pushing it to the side of me. Look at it like that. He's also debated on walking away. And as I say that, there's hurt here. So you've been in this position before where there's been an immaturity, to where you've kind of had to gather the strength to keep pushing forward no matter what. And he's, okay. There's a lot of level of heartbreak here. I'm not even shuffling the cards, and the cards are just speaking. You, it seems like he can come around whenever he needs to, and you kind of accept him as is. But there is, you know, that heartbreak that you are asking the ancestors to protect you from. That's what that represents, asking your elders to protect you, protect your heart. But at the same time, I don't see you wanting to let anybody new into your life right now. This is somebody that you are trying to make the correct judgments for the future so that you can have stability. So that must just be the energy that we're in right now. So let's see. See how he feels. See, he's still showing me the same cards. Okay. So there are some things that are being hidden in this situation. But it seems like right now you are at a vulnerable place. And you are really coming from a place of an emotional standpoint. Because this is somebody that you really care about. Okay. So it seems like, he feels complete enough to walk away from the situation. And by that, I mean, when a person feels complete, they feel like, okay, I can actually walk away from the situation. I don't need nothing else from it. Yeah, that's why you got this coming out here. But it came out kind of in reverse. So there's still love there. He still has a love for you. And I'm sure you know that. I'm sure you know that because intuitively he feels that way. It seems like when he tries to walk away from the situation, love kind of brings him back to that place of wanting to be with you. It's kind of like walking away from a situation, but in the back of your mind, you still have a lot of love for this person. It's conflicting for him. Like you were the person that, he was meant to meet. And I'm sure he knows that intuitively, whether he speaks on it or not. But this is still something that he chose to walk away from. But in his mind, he still kind of goes back and forth on that. It seems like he's really still focusing on himself in a lot of ways. He feels that you can be selfish, and he feels that there's an imbalance as well. Because I feel like when he doesn't get his way, that's kind of how it turns out to be. He seems like a person that likes a lot of attention, because it seems like when you're focused on what you need, he wants the attention right then and right now. And when he doesn't get that, it's kind of like he feels that there's an imbalance in the relationship. It seems like you try to be a very balanced person. Emotionally, so this is deep down inside. It does seem like he does want to work some things out. So let's see where that's going. Getting back with you. Okay. Let's see here. Like he wants to start on a new foot. Because it seems like all in all, he wants to have more control over the situation. But he wants to be in control. And not to say that he's this way or that way, but just in his ego, he wants to be able to control how the situation plays out. But this is a representation of when, everything falls down, you pick it back up and you work it through. So emotionally, he's kind of at that place. So let's see where you're going here. So it looks like you are tired of waiting. You do want to get back to this person. And it looks like you want more balance as well. You want an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. You want balance back into the world. You want your worlds to combine again. Yeah, it seems like he's put you out in the open to where, you know, you're just ready to put your emotions out there. You're ready to sacrifice. You're ready to show him how passionate you are about the situation and how you feel towards him. There's a level of acceptance that you seem to want from this person. I'm gonna look for sure, but right now it does seem like you will not, you know, be as happy in the end as far as the situation goes. It seems like long term he does plan on trying to reach out to you, trying to communicate to you. I guess just how things are gonna go in the future with you and your daughter. It seems like he is going to reach out to you on those terms. But it seems like in the future, you aren't going to be as happy with the results of what he's going to offer you. Because it seems like you're going to be more so like hiding your emotions. He's going to be showing that he cares, but at the same time, it seems like it's going to be in the place of structure, wanting to control a situation as far as how things should go. And I feel like that's just basically on the family type of things. Because this shows you guys being in a disagreement mentally and trying to work things out. That shows somebody being depressed and, you know, thinking about the situation. This shows reconstruction, sacrifice, and just that emotional place that you are at right now. So I think that I think some things will be worked out, but I don't know if it's going to completely satisfy you. So let's look a little deeper into that. And then we'll get to the question about the ancestors. This is going to be what is the likely outcome towards you two. Let's see what's going on. It seems like right now your emotions are on a rise. Still shows you guys kind of being in conflict, communication, but also him focusing on himself and the things that he wants to focus on. It looks like the opportunity hasn't presented itself for you guys to work things out. This is something that you're wishing for, but it seems like at the same time, it's hard to accept that you can be complete without this person in your life. So it's kind of conflicted when it comes to you guys getting back together. Oh, wow. Let me see if I can bring you closer here. I'm sorry. It seems as though even though you may present that offer, he's still, not concerned. He's not really as engaged into that offer that you are presenting. Okay. It seems like you guys have gone through a lot as trials and tribulations, and a lot of times he doesn't want to deal with the emotional stress of trying to make things work. That's kind of where it comes off at, because it becomes stressful for him in his mind. So he feels that it's better to keep that kind of that open, engaged policy to where he still can do what he wants, because it seems like he does want to have a completion. He does want to have a happy family, but at the same time, he still wants to keep his options open as far as what he wants to do. He wants to have choices. He doesn't want to be limited down to choices, especially if the situation is stressing him out and you out as well. It seems like in the past, you guys were really, really connected. And that seems like that's what you're trying to get back to. You're trying to get back to that connection level to where there's no end to this. But what's being hidden is that this situation was really draining at the same time when you were, with this person. It doesn't deny the connection, because when this card comes up, it shows that you guys were complete. You guys had an unbreakable bond. It just got to a point of disconnection with the draining of energy and not knowing how to move forward. But it never stops the connection. That's how I always feel. Once you're connected, you pretty much are always connected. So let's see what's going on here. Okay. There's a lot of pain from you. A lot of emotional stress from this situation. It's like that this person isn't is invested as they should be in the situation, and that's really the strength that you have, knowing that you've intuitively already got to that point to where you realize certain things. It's accepting it is what's crazy, what you have to come to do. Past communication. Okay, and with this being said, because this popped up twice, now this kind of always represents to me, it normally represents a third party or somebody else coming in to interfere with the relationship, because this represents the wife, the main wife, and this is the second wife, and this is the man. So that's kind of what it represents. In this situation, it could just be him trying to reach out to other people, connecting to other people, but you kind of know what's going on. It also represents intuitively knowing that there is something else that possibly could be going on, but you're kind of ignoring it. So that's kind of what that represents. It doesn't have to be literally going on, literally cheating or anything like that, but it does represent that there's a possibility that somebody's going to come up in the future that you may find out about within this person. because it seems like you're going to be watching this person, and then you may find, him engaged to somebody else. Not engaged, but engaged as in interested in someone else. A new beginning starting there, which I hate putting out there, putting anything, any speculations out there. So just don't judge the situation until you feel that that's what's happening. Okay. But I do want to mention that anyway. You need to focus on what's fair to you. Focus on what's fair to you. You have to see beyond baggage. You have to see beyond what's hidden in the situation. I told you earlier, change is coming. That's what you fear. You fear change. It's like you hope for change, but you also fear change at the same time. The universe is saying change is going to come in regardless in this situation. Okay. And it seems like there is attachments with this person, attachments because this person has the linkage to you and your child. But at the same time, he is still selfishly kind of going on about his business. I don't see that as selfish, but at the same time, it can be when the person is not really invested or focused on you at the same time. And it's because there are things hidden that you're not seeing, but he is focused on something else right now. Doesn't necessarily have to be a person. It just, his focus is not there. This is the future. This represents you being the masculine and the feminine, because this is actually a woman. Though it says the king, it's actually a woman. And she takes that position of balance. She takes the position of having to rule the masculine and the feminine. Though this is not something that you want to do, it does seem like you're going to be at the point in the future to where you're going to have to kind of hold yourself up in a lot of ways. Now, I never want to say something's done for good, because the future is always changing. The cards can always change based on what's going on in that person's life, because there are outside influences that can affect what you do. You may have had a whole plan to get married, and then, something happens, and then it just messes up the whole thing. And then your life changes. Then you switch things around. But as of right now, it does seem like, yeah, it seems like you have to see beyond this point. See beyond the baggage that keeps coming up for you. You have to complete this cycle, whether you want to or you don't want to. And you also have the sun right here. This is a baby being born from a dark situation. So that represents you. That represents you coming. Something good will come out of the situation regardless, but you have to kind of accept it for what it is and what it's become and what it's going to be in the future, if you allow it to get better. So there is a soulmate. There is an unbreakable bond that you guys will always have. But don't give in to temptation until you feel that you're getting what you need out of this person, until the balance is better. Because you have to say what you mean. How teachable are you? Unleash your creativity. Phoenix rising. So there are a lot of things that you have to overcome in this situation. And this right here just represents that you guys are connected. Okay. So now we're going to ask the ancestors of what they think in this situation. So, how are we going to do that? Okay. So I'm gonna channel intuitively and see what they're gonna say, and then I'll go in with the cards here. Okay. So they want you to detach yourself. They see you being very, very emotional towards this person, very emotional, which is granted. But they kind of want you to be beyond your feelings. Don't detach from your feelings, but be beyond your feelings so that you can see exactly what's going on in the situation, because it seems that, yes, I guess that's why they say truth and teaching. I didn't want to say that, but I guess they're not going to avoid me saying that to you. But anyway, truth, acceptance. You have to practice that. See beyond your emotions. When we are emotional towards something, because it's like a strain to need this person, like I need you in my life. And that's okay. That's okay. But the thing is, when you get to that point, a person can do anything, leave for about 3 or 4 or 5 months, as long as they come back. That's how what it boils down to. You have to accept the unseen and the seen, what you intuitively feel from the situation, and also, what's actually going on. Because that's the first step to recovery, is accepting what's already happening. I'm gonna pull one more card from this. Oh, okay. Yeah, I knew they were gonna pull that. Emotional release. Okay. So you have teaching, planting new seeds. So this is one and the same. You have to learn from every situation. You have to grow from every situation, and you also have to go and plant new seeds so that you can grow into a new. Be open to change. Do not reject change, because if you ask for assistance from them and they give it to you and you reject it, then you're just kind of going back into the same cycle of things. Do you understand? New beginnings. They're showing you that new beginnings will come into the picture. And I don't know what this is going to be in the form of, because it seems like they got a plan for you. But learn from every experience so that you can grow. Don't get caught up in the trap. Emotional release. So there's a lot of bottled emotions, and not only bottled, but it just seems like you are heavy. You wear it on your shoulder. So there needs to be a time where you can really release those emotions and everything that you've kind of conjured up from this situation. You got death as your next card, and death represents new beginnings as well. Burden. So that represents you carrying a lot on your shoulders. Looks like they want you to get back to your creativity, manifesting things in your life, being abundant. slow but steady. So that represents you getting over this time period, but at the same time, you know, it may not be as fast as you want to, but it's as fast as it needs to be. Mm. You have to really understand your values and what's important to you. This represents you standing firm in the things that you believe in, whether it's uncomfortable or not. Firm will, bringing real results through standing firm to one's principles. Firm to one's principles. Indicates strength of the emotional commitment. Maintain one's integrity. This card indicates that one has not had things easy. Of protection in this. So this card tells of a person who is able to see all around a situation but is unwilling to take the risk. Adaptability, changing always to suit the environment. Wow, okay. The need to merge with the flow of influences on the heart in order to understand how to adapt to the emotional situation. So it seems like, you know, no matter what goes on, a lot of times you sit there and you deal with certain things that you don't have to deal with. And whatever principles that you set for yourself, the standards that you set for yourself, you have to stand by them as well before anybody else. Okay, so let me see something here, and then we'll get to your last question. And I know we're over, so we'll make this quickly, but let's see. Okay. Okay. This is what the ancestors would like to see happen in your situation. You to grow beyond and past this. And this message is more so directed towards you because rather this person comes back in your life or not, it's not the question. It just seems like you really need to find the strength to move forward with what you believe in to be right and the things that you need in your life. Do not doubt that you were supposed to meet this person. Don't doubt the person's place into your life, because soulmates are good and bad. Soulmates are people that are here to teach us lessons and to get us to our higher level of being. And they can either ride the wave with us or they can drop off, one or the other. But no matter what, you are supposed to elevate your spirit to get beyond, the drainingness, the drama, all of that, because it seems like they don't want you to be drained by this situation anymore. They don't want you to be trapped. They don't want you to be tricked. They want you to get past certain things. Know that you can handle things on your own. Being confident in yourself to know that you can do anything that you set your mind to, because this is a woman who can pretty much do whatever she needs to do. She was put in a position at a young age, and she still was able to get everything done that she needed to. Find the inner strength in yourself is what their main focus is right now for you. Let's get to the other question now, because they just showed another card with a lot of pain in it. So with the other question with the Duke Hospital, I'm going to say congratulations to you. Let's see. I did the job offer at Duke Hospital. Let me see, because that's kind of tricky. Oh, okay. Oh. They're still showing this, so this is representing him having to really invest, him not being as invested, having to put in the work, and this is you waiting. So seems like he needs to do it. He's gonna come back. But anyway, let me see. I'm gonna ask these cards in this one too, because I don't like to tell people they're gonna get something. I don't like really to tell people that they're not gonna get something, because it just depends on you. It just depends on what energy you are in now and what energy they are in. So I can tell you the likely outcome, but it won't guarantee something, because energy always changes. So let's see what's the likely outcome of you getting this job. Okay. So I heard my ancestors. Speak. So let's see. Okay, so I guess they were spot on to what I was feeling. Okay, the answer is leaning towards a yes. Okay. When I started doing this reading, I was like, it'd probably be a no, but when I asked, they said yes. But that's just the energy that I'm getting. You got growth wanting to come out. Okay, freedom, friendship, sadness. Ooh, okay. Growth, adventure, deception, surprise. Okay, so Spirit saying, wait, Okay. So it seems like you will get rewarded, but at the same time, you won't want to take the position. It's like a part of you need this person in your life to move forward, and that's mainly what you kind of focused on. You feel like you can do anything with this person around, or just in this person's energy. So a lot of it's going to be you on holding yourself back on certain things, because it's like you'll get the freedom, you'll get the connections, but at the same time, you still got sadness right here. So that represents, even though I'm happy, I'm still not really happy because I didn't get what I wanted to. And there's a surprise that's waiting for you. So it could be this job offer, but there's a surprise for you. A little experience wanting to tell you that. So growth. That represents things growing in your favor, and you still got spirit right here looking you dead in the eye saying be patient, and this represents a lot of abundance coming towards you, and you also have abundance here. So even if you didn't get this job, it looks like you are set for the future to make a lot of money and to bring in a lot of abundance. This represents you don't even know how much that you could have, because you harper on things, or you don't pay attention to how smart and how intelligent you are in a lot of ways. It represents, like, I got this card too. You could be doing so much more, but you choose not to, because it represents you holding yourself back. So elevate your mind, see everything that's around you and everything that you have access to. But this also represents you have a lot of stuff going on. You don't see it yet, but you have a lot of good things coming towards you in the future, and you can create this reality. This represents you needing to be a leader, not shy away from the crowd, but be a leader. I was about to say a Libra. Serpent power. So let's do this one, and then I'm gonna let you go. Creative insight. Ability to use it to manifest evolutionary changes in the realm of the world. Power to transform things. Positive will. So it looks like you're going to be really conflicted, but yeah, I more so see that job going in your favor. And like I said, even if you didn't get it, it seems like you have a really bright future ahead of you. Really bright. Because out of all those 79 cards, you got the one of abundance. So that's really amazing. But yeah, I see you getting it. All right. So that is your reading. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that this clarifies some things for you. Again, we know that you received it, and have a wonderful day.